Welcome to the A-197 PLC analog exercise where we're going to do the Do More PLC design. Here we are at our Do More designer, and we're going to build the analog exercise project. So first thing let's do is we should have dropped the CSV file on our desktop from Canvas. So let's go ahead and import our element documentation, and we could save a lot of work, and your program will match mine. And let's go to View, Tools, Documentation Editor, and all of our elements are there. So let's go back to Main. Let's go ahead and go to Edit mode so we get our side panel over here. And it looks like it's expanded enough. Let's go over here and configure our PLC so it'll communicate with our OIT. So we need to go to 38400 baud and Do More protocol, and that looks like a good start. So let's go ahead and add our first rung here. So let's go all the way to the top, and we're going to add a open contact, and we're going to call it ST1. That is one of the standard contacts, and it is an on contact. These rungs have to be energized in order to work, and we either use a switch or we could use an on. So let's go over here, and we're going to go to data. Miscellaneous data manipulation. Okay, and we're going to go down to move. So we're going to move a value, and our source is going to be WX0, which is our potentiometer on our board. And what we have is a potentiometer, and it is connected to our analog digital card, and it is connected into port WX0. And our destination is going to be display 1. So that is going to be, let's go check. Let's go to our documentation editor. Let's just leave D1 there for now. And let's go to our documentation, and we're going to go to display 1. And that's going to be a DLV. So let's go back to main. And let's change this one to LV1. And hopefully both names. Okay, so that is going to take our data from our analog card, which is going to go from 0 to 496 based on our 2 to 20 milliamp analog voltage. So that's our first one. And let's go ahead, and we're going to send this information to our analog meter. And we need to condition that because this is 0 to 496, and we're going to go, our analog meter is only going to go from 0 to 100. So let's go ahead and add another contact, and we're going to call this DLX2. And that one is our tri-state switch. That's our first one. And that's what we're going to use to control. Let's make that DLX2. That's going to come from our tri-state switch, and that's going to control our output here. So let's go to math, and we're going to do a calculate expression, and we're going to go out to DLV11, which is going to be our analog gauge. Okay, so that looks good. So our calculation is going to be pot 1, capital POT underscore 1 divided by 32. Okay, so that's going to take our output from our potentiometer, and it's going to be 0 to 496. And it's going to divide it by 32, and it's going to give us a relatively accurate temperature or representation of a temperature. Okay, good. And it's going to analog meter 1. So let's go to 3, And we want, last one is we want to do our bar chart. So we're going to do our radios, our tri-state switch to DLX3, and that one should be our analog switch. And we're going to dump this directly to bar 1. So let's go do a move calculation, go back to miscellaneous data, do a move, and we're going to move information from WX0 directly to our bar chart. So, whoops. This one's kind of a pest sometimes, and we're going to go directly to bar 1, which would be DLV, let's try 2. Display 2, that is not right. So let's go back to our documentation editor, and we're going to look for bar 1, DLV 111. So let's go back. And bar 1. That's good so far. That covers our first potential. Okay, let's work on our second potentiometer. So let's add another on contact, ST1. And we're going to grab another move. And this time we're going to use WX1, which is our second analog card input. And our destination is going to be DLV2, which should be our second display. And it is. Good. Alright, let's go down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to add now, let's do an analog switch. And that's going to be a open contact. DLX2, one of our tri-state buttons, and we're going to do some math. So let's go back up here to math, do our basic math one, and we're going to go to our second analog meter, which is DLV22. Okay, so now we're going to take WX1 and divide it by 32 and come up with our pseudo value for our temperature, and that looks good. Good. And these are going to be integer values, which is okay. And we have one more. Let's do our bar chart. So we're going to do a DLX3. Oops, 3 bar chart, and we're going to do an output to bar 2, so we'll do a move again. So let's go to miscellaneous data, move, and we are going to go WX1, which should come up with pot 2, and we're going to go to DLV 2, I think that would be our second display. No, that is not correct. Let's go up to documentation there. Let's go ahead and accept what we have. Go to documentation, and we're looking for our bar chart 2. Okay, 222. So let's go back, and let's put 222 in there. Good. Let's see what we got now. Pot 2 to bar chart 2. Perfect. Okay, let's work on our lookup table text, and we're going to use our tri-state switch, and we're going to use the analog input, and we're going to display a text string which we've pre-implanted on our OIT. So this guy is going to be a standard move, except this time, whoops, we are going to move a value, and we're going to move 2 because it's our second text string, and we're going to do DLV, and I believe it's 44, and let's go ahead and open it up, And good, it is. We're going to send a 2 to our lookup text, and it's going to take our message number 2. And let's do one more. And we have the analog. So it's going to be DLX3, which is our barcode. And we're going to do a move. There we go. And we're going to put a 3 in as our variable. And we're going to do a DLV44, get rid of the 1. And that's going to have our second message, or third message, sorry. And let's go ahead and we're going to have message 1, which says everything is just fine. So we're going to use DLX2, and I normally close for DLX3. So when we're in the off position of our tri-state switch, we're going to do another lookup, and we're going to send message 1, and we're going to send it to DLV44. And good. Now let's do one more. So let's do a analog meter. So for analog meter, from 0 to 100 is greater than 100. So we're going to go DLV11 11, and if it's greater than 100, we're going to send a message out that says it's hot or something along those lines. So let's go ahead and do a move value, and we're going to put a 4 in because we're going to use our 4th message. Open that back up and make DLV44, and looks good.